Today, our topic is going to be how to start writing songs, practical ways to start writing songs. My name is Shile Okeshino, and I want to let you know that this class holds every Saturday for your own good, for your own development. We'll be treating different topics around music and anything that has to do with creating music, developing our style, and anything around what has to do with development for an artist, singers, talent managers, music producers, and whatever area or angle of music that you deal with. So today, our topic is how to start writing songs, practical steps to songwriting. And before I proceed, I have 5 things I want to tell you as someone who wants to write songs or who wants to be involved in songwriting. First of all, I'm speaking as a music coach, and this is for you to understand that I've seen it, I've been there, I understand it, and I know the processes that people, artists, singers, creatives go through to make a given piece of music. Either the ones you have heard, either the ones you have not heard, they are actually structures to songwriting that if you understand it, if you pay attention to it, you realize that songwriting has nothing to do most of the time with just talent. It has a lot to do with structure, how you understand what are the things that each given piece of song needs, why it is in the music, and why you should also try doing it to now see the results it's going to give you. So I have 5 things I want to tell you if you are so keen or interested in finding out how to write songs. Number one, if you are interested in writing songs, you must. It is almost impossible. Learn how to play a musical instrument. What that means is that you need to find out, you don't need to be a pro. If you can be a pro at it, beautiful. But the edge is going to give you is that it helps you understand music structure to a beat and then introduces you to how other instruments sound and what you need. Because I see lots of artists come to the studio and their own songs, they can't really explain it. They can't really put life to it. They don't even understand what they need to put in place to make sure that their music is good. So learning a musical instrument is going to help you. As a matter of fact, it's something that will propel you to doing more with music. Number two, don't jump into just recording or writing songs. Listen to piece of music differently to understand how the structure of music is being processed. So for instance, if you are an Afrobeat artist, for instance, what you need to do is that you need to have a collection of Afro songs, Afro beats, maybe like 100, and deliberately listen to how the flow of this music has been arranged. They begin to realize that these things are not just fluke. There's a pattern, there's a structure that everyone who has done that given piece of music followed to get to the point that they are in. So I tell producers who are just maybe learning or coming up, I say, try to reproduce other types of music before you want to see you have an idea. What am I trying to say? The same thing for singers or songwriters. Before you just want to start to write your own songs, start to write songs for people, pay attention to how music has been structured. So how can you do that? Have a compilation of songs or sounds and deliberately listen to it for understanding, not because you want to sing along, not because you want to get along, not because you want to understand just the music, but pay attention to the structure of the music. How do they do their verses? What does the intro sounds like? What does the verse sounds like? What does the chorus sounds like? What does the bridge sounds like? What does the last chorus sounds like? What does the vamp, what does it sound like? What does the bridge sound like? What does the instrumental sound like? What this will enable you understand is that it will help you know the things you are supposed to understand about the structure of music the moment you want to start to write. So that's number two. Number three is that have reference tracks. So for instance, if you are good with your own sound already and you want to tell somebody about it, look for reference tracks, something that explains or sounds like what you are hearing in your mind. That means you must pay attention to listening. You must pay attention to listening music, to listening to songs. I've heard a very popular music legend said something one time. He was asked a question. It was asked, somebody said, I've been told that music is to the listener. So I'm confused. What do you think? So the guy asked the question and he said, is music to the listener or to the audience? And the legend gave a very profound response. He said, music is first to the listener, but the first listener of music is the player. What does that mean? You are the first person to listen to your own music. You are the first person that will first encounter your own sound. You are the first person that can tell what you are thinking in your mind. You are the first person that can explain what you are thinking in your concept, in your thoughts. So listening is one very key important factor of songwriting. Don't dabble into songwriting if you are not a patient person, ready to listen to everybody's music or a type of music. So as a music producer, as a music coach, one thing I understand very well is that you must pay attention to listening music, listen to songs. So you can't say you are a songwriter and you don't understand song structure from other people, for instance. So number three is that you must be willing to pay attention to listening to music of other people. It doesn't have to interest you. You don't have to like the music. You don't have to enjoy the music, but pay attention to the structure. If that given piece of music has a way of making you get into the emotion they are trying to sell in the song, then that thing is for you to learn from. What do I mean? Pay attention to listening to music. Number four, as a songwriter, be willing to write bad songs. Yeah. Be willing to write bad songs. Every great songwriter you know today have written bad songs. They have written worse songs. There was a day that Billie Eilish was asked to play his first recording, and people still laughing when he said, "This is how I started." You know, and it's like that because people who understand how anything works understand that you cannot start and stop a thing because it didn't work at the first time. So what am I trying to bring out to you is that you must be willing to fail. You must be willing to write bad songs. A lot of creatives will never move past the era of them thinking that it's not okay for them to fail. You must be willing to write bad songs. You must be willing to be bad at something new. That's what he's trying to explain. You must be willing to be bad at something new. So that's number four. Number five that I want to advise you that you must always know is that you must be willing to collaborate with others. How would that work? How is that possible? Join a songwriting group, for instance. Learn how others put their music together. Don't be an island. Don't be isolated. Don't think that you cannot learn from other people's ideas. You cannot learn from this person's. You can. You can learn from practically anything because when you ask the world's best songwriters, you see, I got this inspiration while I was on my trip with my friend to this. I got this inspiration when I was going to the beach with this person. I got this inspiration while we were having a cup of coffee. I got this inspiration when I woke up early in the morning to take a walk, which means songwriting ideas can come from anywhere. So be objective and willing to open up your mind to collaboration and how other people write their given piece of music. 5 things that I've shared with you, and I hope you are going to learn from it and understand that if you are not willing to do these 5 things I just mentioned, then you may not be on the right track as a songwriter. That is my introduction, and I hope that you learn something meaningful from that before we go into the main topic of today. So I welcome you once again to today's topic, and don't forget that the topic is how to start writing songs. Practical ways to songwriting. All right. So I'm going to give you exactly how I would have trained artists in a professional songwriting section. This is practice. This is practice. Yeah, trust me. Hands-on design so that students can practice. You who is watching me can find a way in your own time to practice it, and ensure that you are practical about it. All right. So this is how to write a real song and not just theory. So what I would say to you first of all is that great songs are not accidents. Yeah, you heard that. Great songs are not accidents. They come from emotion, they come from structure, they come from repetition. You don't want to wait for just inspiration. Yeah, you create conditions for inspiration. Don't always wait for inspiration. You may not always be inspired. So sometimes do it as a chore, do it as a task, do it, create an environment that allows you to be inspirational or to receive inspiration. About 10, 12 years back, I used to be a youth leader in an environment where young people meet and talk often and talk about life experiences, and their music was one thing, one tool that we really used to get by and find our way around life. And then if we look for a song, maybe because of our exposure then, and we didn't get a song that fits the moment. What I used to do as a person then is just that I'll just get on the keyboard because I can play the keyboard. I'll just get on the keyboard, play a chord progression, begin to find a tune in my head, and before you know it, because I know what I want to write about, I'll start to write lyrics in that part and then sing out lyrics, put it in the chord structure, try to find a key that is convenient for me to sing to teach others, and then before you know it, I have a complete set of song already, like a given complete set of track that is fine already on ground to move. What does that mean? Is that I have found a way to create an atmosphere to receive inspiration. So as a songwriter or as a upcoming songwriter, you need to create environments or moments that enables you write songs at 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 a goal, at a stretch. Trust me, like I said last week, practice makes permanent. If you do it over and over and over and over again, then it becomes a part of you. So number one that I want us to look at is that songs come from emotion, ideas, and structure. I'll take that again. Songs comes from emotions, ideas, and structure. So I want to ask you, the first question you should understand is that what emotion do you want people to feel when you start writing your songs? What emotion do you want people to feel? I'm going to list out some examples of the emotions. And number one is love, pain, confidence, loneliness, hope, joy. They are all emotions. Do you understand? Which one would you like them to feel when you write your song or when you're about to write your song? That's number one question you should ask yourself. I hope you are writing. Number two is that you need to pay attention to writing emotional situations. For example, write three emotional situations. I'm going to give you an example now, and I hope you are writing. Is that number one is an emotion that you can pay attention to. Number one, missing someone who doesn't miss you. That's an emotion. Missing someone who does not miss you. I pray love finds everybody. I don't pray that you are lonely. I pray that you find your own love, you know. But look at that emotional situation. It's something to write about. Number two, finding belief in yourself. That's an emotion. That's an emotional situation. Finding belief in yourself. Then number three is feeling invisible. Maybe you are just in a new place. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows where you're from. Nobody even cares what if you are getting your life fixed or not, settled or not. That's an emotional situation you can also write about. Plot twist. This becomes song ideas. These three things I just shared, emotional situations I just shared with you now, become song ideas. Now, what do you do with these song ideas? I hope you are following. Stay with me. So, write a simple idea, lyric, hook first, like lyrics and hook first. Now, I need to let you know something that every great song starts with a hook. Every great song starts with a hook. I explained in last class what a hook means. You may want to check the video. What I was trying to talk about, what hook means. Right? So the hook is the main message of the song. Examples of hook: I'm better without you. Number two, I see your shadow. Number three, nobody believed in me. These are hooks from different songs that already exist. And example from a real song concept would be I'll always love you. You know that song, yeah? Or someone like you. Or stay with me. Those are examples from real song concepts that already exist. Stay with me, someone like you. Never mind, I'll find someone like you, and I will always love you. You know, these are examples that of songs that of song concepts of hooks that exist. One thing I want you to notice in these three examples I just gave you is number one, these hooks are simple, they are clear, and what? They are emotional. They are simple, they are clear, and they are emotional. Let me repeat the emotional situations for you again. Number one, like I said, I will always love you, someone like you, and stay with me. These are some concepts that translate into hook. But observe something in these three things, three examples I gave is that simple, clear, and emotional. Now, I want you to do an exercise, partake in an exercise. Write one sentence that summarizes your emotion as you're watching this video. Write one sentence that summarizes your emotion as you're watching this video. So you can have an example like, I gave my everything and got nothing. That's an emotional situation that talks about giving your all and now you didn't get anything back. Number two, you can write something like, now they see me, like they never believed in me, but now they see me and they are now saying they have always believed in me, right? The third one can be, I am tired of pretending I am okay. I am tired of pretending I am okay. Yeah. So this becomes the chorus foundation of that song you are trying to write. This becomes, so your own example too is valid once is explaining an emotional situation. So put a note to it and write it down like I just give you examples. Now, this is what you are supposed to do after now. Like I said, this now becomes your chorus foundation. So I want you to understand something, that if people remember one line, then the song wins. Yes. If anyone remembers one line in your score, in your chorus, that song has won. That song will stick. That song will stay in their minds. So now the next step, which is practical, that I want to show us is you have to build chords, understand chord progressions, and know that these emotions come from harmony, right? So I'm going to be explaining it with a chord progression, and I'm going to explain the chord progression for us. This chord progression is called a universal progression, and we're going to be trying it on the key of C major, right? The progression is usually called 1 5 6 4. 1 5 6 4. In solfa representation, it will be do, that's do 1, so 5, then la 6th, then 4, fa. All right, I'm going to play it in chord representation. It's going to be C, G, A minor, and F. So please pay attention. That chord progression is called do, so, la, fa. Very simple. It's played on the key of key C. So we can also represent it as 1, 5, 6, 4. 1, 5, 6, then 4. All right. So don't forget the numbers again. This progression alone has created lots and lots of hit songs. Lots and lots and lots of hit songs. And the songs are numerous, they are everywhere. Right. So if I'm supposed to ask you, I'm going to play the chord progression again. What you should answer now is, what emotion does this feel like to you? Let me play it again. This time I'll play it twice on a slower tempo and on a more balanced tempo. Please pay attention. So what emotion did this give you? What do you think you can write around this? So the emotion for me would be emotional, nostalgic, powerful. Right? So I'll play this again, or play it on another key. Then what you should do is that don't overcomplicate it. Hit uses simple chords, and I tell you for a fact, hit songs, popular songs, they use very, very simple chord progressions. And this is a very important practical way to look at it. How do I mean? Lots of songs around these chord progressions have a way of making you feel. You might not even know that's the chord progression they use in a lot of songs like that. Right? And the truth is that thing is called a winning chord progression for a purpose. There are chord progressions called winning chord progressions. What it explains is that they enable you to project, to write. It sits a lot of notes. It has a lot of notes that can help you combine. So that's why I said in the beginning that you must learn it. You must learn a musical instrument. It is important because it will aid how you see music structure, how you understand key arrangement, how you understand chord structure and the likes. And what energy will you get from that? A clear energy on where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing, and how you're supposed to be doing what you're doing. So I encourage you, if you are in class today, to learn a musical instrument as a songwriter. Now, step 3 that we're going to be doing today is that we are going to create a melody with this chord progression that we have played. We'll create a melody. So pay attention to what I'm about to say now concerning melody. Melody is king. MELODY is king. Lyrics does not matter if your melody is weak. Melody is king, guys. Melody is king. Lyrics does not matter if your melody is weak. You may not like how this sounds, but that is the truth. So put your emotions on the table and learn across as we make progress. So like I said, lyrics don't matter if your melody is weak. So method, hum something first. Maybe on the key that you're playing on, right? So for example, hum something like you don't have to sing it first, right? Then it becomes I give you everything. So let me give you an example. you may have a different rhythm, a different melody rather. So let me play the progression without my own humming now. You try it now. Your turn. What do you have? So let me try my own again to show you what I'm trying to talk about. So So what we want to put into that is that lyrics, I give you everything. I give you everything. I give you everything. I don't know if that sounds good to you, but let's try it again. I give you everything. I give you everything. You could have something nicer, you could have something better. The major thing is that you are trying and you are willing to fail at it. So don't forget what I said before. The important rule is that do not judge yourself. Capture your ideas either in audio format or in written format. So what you're supposed to do is that play the chords on the key of C, hum the melody, and record yourself on phone. I would like to get your feedback. One important rule you must always remember is that melody, like I said, is king. Now, step 4 is we need to understand how to build basic song structure. Understanding how to build basic song structure. So we're going to be learning standard structure, standard song structure. So please pay attention. Structure of a song is as follows. Number 1, you have verse 1, you have the chorus. Verse 2, you have the chorus, you have the bridge, and then the chorus. I'll take that again in case you didn't get that. Standard structure: verse 1, chorus, verse 2, chorus, bridge, and chorus. Now, let me explain what a verse is, what a chorus is, what a bridge is, so that you can understand what these structures, what all of these things play in a song structure. A verse in every given piece of music tells a story. Your verse is supposed to tell a story. What story? What emotion? Like I started with, what emotion are you trying to pass? The verse is supposed to be the one to first explain the story for you. Number 2 is that the chorus is the main emotion. The chorus is what? The main emotion of the song. Then what is a bridge in the song? A bridge is a new perspective in the entire music. A new perspective. So you have had verse 1, you have had chorus 1, you have had verse 2, you have had chorus 2. Then a bridge rather, is to create a new perspective in the music. Then before the last chorus. So the example is as follows. I used to call you every day, but you didn't pick. That's for verse. Then chorus says, now I see. I was never what you needed. So write this, then send me your feedbacks. I'll be willing to listen to it. So write a chorus line first and write two verse lines. That's the exercise you're supposed to try out. Write a chorus line. So look at this chorus, like I explained again, is that the verse says, I tried to call you yesterday, but you didn't pick up. Then the chorus now says, now I see. I was never what you needed. I hope you are writing, you are paying attention, and you are also learning as we're making progress in class today. So your example or your assignment is write one chorus line and two verse lines. Now, let me tell you one truth. Your first 20 songs may not be great, but your song 21, the 21st song, may change your entire life. So you must be willing to be bad at something new. If you are watching today's class, that is what I want to tell you at this point. That your first 20 songs may be entirely bad, but the 21st song may change your life and it may change you forever. So what do professionals do really is that professionals don't wait. What they do, they finish the songs. Rule number one, finish and perfect. Rule, finish and perfect. Finish and perfect it. So like I said before, songwriting is not a talent. It is reps. The more songs you write, the better you become. Every hit songwriter writes bad songs. What they don't do is that they don't just give up. They don't stop. So this is your cue to understand that whatever it is you are doing around songwriting is like reps, that those that work out or go to the gym. It builds. So songwriting basically is not a talent. It's something that you can learn. Like I said, your first 20 songs may be bad. But your 21st song may be the song you are looking for. So strong song structure is something that helps you to understand what a verse is. And like I said before, a verse tells the story. The chorus is the main emotion. Then what does a bridge does? A bridge introduces a new perspective into the music. And like I said, melody is king. No matter how beautiful your lyrics are, if your melody is not good, then your song is not good. Why? Because people will not remember. Now, like I said about the hook in the given piece of music is something that everybody remembers even without trying so hard. So, complex songwriting, putting a lot of songs, a lot of words in your verses, is not how you are supposed to go about it. What you should do is to ensure that it is clear, simple, and understandable in first line. One song I would never forget that always stays in my mind anytime I talk about songwriting is this song by Travis Green, You Made a Way. Very simple. You made a way. You made a way when our back was against the wall and it seems everything was over. The pacing. So there's something called pacing in music. Pacing and spacing is that the pace at which you move on the beat and the number of words is the spacing. The pacing is the rate at which you maybe drag your notes, that's elongate, or you reduce. So it could be maybe take or take. Then how many words does the bar of the chord have? So how many songs, how many lyrics, how many words are you willing to put into it? Space it. It's not how complex. You don't have to write every emotion. Make it simple, clear. One of my friends likes using a word. He used to say lucid, and it means the same thing. Simple, clear, simple, clear, simple and clear. All right. So this is to let you know that songwriting, like I said earlier, is not a talent. It is reps. The more you write, deliberately understanding the structure, the better you become at it. And don't forget, your first 20 songs may be bad songs. But your 21st song may be the song that will change your life forever. So what am I advising you? Write as many songs as possible. Go for as many trials as possible. Get a book. Get a notepad. Get a diary. something that you can write, and it's an exercise that works for the mind and the brain. The more you try it, the better it becomes. And the better it becomes, the better for you too as a songwriter. So I bring you to the close of today's class, and there are four things I don't want you to forget, even if you forget the entire things that we have learned in today's class, is that melody is king. No matter how powerful your songs, your words are, your lyrics are, if your melody line is the notes that you use on the chords. If your melody line is not sweet, I used an example last week for that song, that bam, bloom, bloom, blah, bloom, blah, bloom. Sometimes people don't even need to sing actual songs. Sometimes it's just oh, it's just a, it's just ah, it's just, sometimes it's called musical jargon. Sometimes it's just something. When I first heard this song by Fireboy some times ago, I was thrilled. He said, do you want to play with a big playboy like me? He said, oof. Girl, you want to play with a big playboy like me? Oof. I said, like, what is oof? What is oof? What is oof? But everybody goes gaga at that point when they are singing the song. Girl, you want to play with a big playboy like me? Oof. What does it mean? It's a musical jargon. You don't have to make sense to people. Don't forget I said the first listener of music is the player. So if it makes sense to you, find a way to make it make sense to other people. And one of the definitions of music that is important for us to always remember is that music has to be pleasant. So if it is pleasant, don't be in your emotions as a songwriter. Don't say, I feel it's fine when you think it's not fine. And I believe that putting all of this together, I look forward to having your responses concerning all of the things I've shared in today's class. One thing I also want you to remember is that I'm inviting you to the Total Musicians webinar from tomorrow, which is the 1st of March, to the 4th of March. Details is in my bio. Details is everywhere on our page on Instagram at Sans Sapphire Limited, and on my page at Mr. Shizzy. I look forward to your registration. I look forward to seeing you in class. Slots are still open. We are still taking registration, and we look forward to having you powerfully from tomorrow evening to the evening of Wednesdays. Our guest speakers are ready. Okesoke is prepared. Shola Okunuga is also prepared to this, and I'm also very much excited and prepared to have to speak at this Total Musicians webinar. I look forward to seeing you in class, and I hope that everything you learn you'll be able to use for your development and the growth for your excellence to influence journey. If you were blessed, if you liked this, if this helped you, share the video with someone that you know needs it. Until I speak to you again tomorrow, stay inspired. Cheers.